Alright, well, I'm back to work on the Galaxie. I'm going to start getting ready to put the drivetrain back in. So today I'm going to work on the heater box. I'm going to fiberglass in this, repair this, and I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to clean the flywheel. I got all the stuff out of the car to put the motor and the flywheel up, that plate, all the transmission linkage, everything. I'm going to start cleaning it up so I can put the stuff in. I'm going to replace the tail housing and torque converter seal on this. And I thought about taking the bell housing and torque converter off and putting it on the flywheel on the engine before I set it in. But that's just going to be swinging around from the cherry picker, and I don't want to work on it doing that. So I'm just going to put the flywheel on, set the engine in place with the cherry picker, and then I'll put the transmission in, bolt it up to the motor. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. And it's just too difficult to attach the two to put them in. You know, it's just too, I just can't do it myself like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them in separately. So let me get to working on that airbox. And also I decided I didn't like the paint the way it turned out on this. You know, it just had some little marks in it, and I just didn't like it. So I sanded it out with some 400, and I'm going to just give it a quick reshot. And then, you know, it'll look good on there, because that piece is readily visible right there. It'll stand out like a sore thumb if it doesn't look good. So that's why I decided to sand it out and reshoot it. So, alright, I'm not going to be videoing fiberglass. There's no way I want to get polyester resin on my camera. Got the fiberglass in there. That's all sealed up and looking pretty good. I put some in the one screw hole that was hogged out right here. I cleaned this up too. I used toilet bowl cleaner to clean this up. I just get a little dish, and then I throw it in there. You know, I wanted all these connections that were really rusty here, and there, right there, all cleaned up so there's no resistance. You know, I don't want them to get hot and burn the resistor out. So I just threw it all in just for a few minutes. I rinsed it off really good with hot water, and doesn't take a lot. You can see it foaming, and still see some rust in there on that terminal, but it's clean enough. It's not going to get hot from resistance from rust. And I'm going to clean the connector too that plugs onto that. So I'm going to do that right now. I'll just take my dish over there, dip the connector, and then I'll squirt it out with my little bug sprayer thing to get all the stuff out of the connector, and then I'll spray it, blow it out with compressed air, and spray a little WD-40 in it. So we have good connections on everything that way. And the sealer around the resistor is exactly this too. So I'm going to put new caulk. I'm going to take a razor blade and carefully clean that off and just put a new little ribbon around there. And I'm soaking the connector a little bit, and I'll rinse that out and blow it out. That way you have all good connections everywhere. See how that toilet bowl cleaner cleaned those connectors up like brand new. I have a lot of people think I'm just joking with them when I tell them to use toilet bowl cleaner to clean things up, but it's an acid, and it does clean things up. I mean, these connectors are like new. There will be no resistance there. They won't get hot. Got the heater box all together. It came out really nice. Fiberglass that little bit down in there. And I cleaned that in there with acetone so the resin stuff would stick. I fixed the screw holes so that it doesn't have a bunch of different stripped out screws. And when I was cleaning the plenum down in there, I was using acetone. It actually did a pretty good job of cleaning it in there. So I cleaned the whole outside a little bit with acetone. Acetone kind of dissolves the you know, this fiberglass will dissolve in acetone, so it actually cleaned it up pretty decent. I have no complaints with how it looks. I was careful not to mess it up, but it looks good. So the heater is completely in, wired, everything. Now for the joy of lifting that puppy up onto the trans jack so I can change the seals and get it under the car. After I put the seals in, I realized I pushed the wrong button on the camera, so I didn't get the video of changing them, but they were pretty easy to do. I put a quart of fluid in the torque converter so it's not empty. Did not video putting the transmission under, as it was just a matter of jacking up the car and pushing it under. So yeah, it was totally unnecessary, so I just didn't video it. Got the engine kind of rolled over here, so I'm going to start. I'll just lift the carburetor and stuff off and start getting the cherry picker on it and get it installed. I'm going to clean some of the dust and dirt off things on the engine mounts and cross member and stuff, and we'll start putting it in. Well, this is day 2 of working on the car. It's New Year's Eve. Happy New Year, everybody. So I'm getting ready to put this engine back in the car. When I took it out, it was just the block, and I had chains with all this apparatus on my cherry picker, and I had to put the car down on the tires and extend the boom way out, and I really don't want to do that. So what I'm doing is I have a plate that I use that bolts on the intake. It's drilled for a quadrajet, but not for this Autolite 4100, so I was just re-drilling it to fit this. I made these plates. It's similar to, this is one I use on Chevy small block 283s. It'll work on a 348 tri-power also. But yeah, they work pretty good to lift engines so you don't damage the paint. So anyway, I got this bolt hole off when I drilled them, so I got to hog it out a little bit, and then we'll get the plate on and hopefully get the engine in. Okay, the engine's off the stand for the first time in months. Hopefully it doesn't fall off the cherry picker. Hopefully this thing lifts it now. Because I had to take the car off the jack stand, so I took it out, but I had all that chain stuff on.
Right.
My concern was, because I had to put the beam all the way out last time too, was that the cherry picker would do an end on me. Oh, it's hanging beyond the wheels. You think that'll clear the core support yet?
Maybe a little bit more. That should do it probably. How long did it take you a long time to go through and like edit for a YouTube video?
Yeah, something depending a half an hour.
See, I'm just getting it, like when I sent you those things, I mean, that's the first time I ever tried to send anything, even this data.
My dad was always like, send me some videos of what you're doing. I'm like, all right, well, I couldn't get the files through an email, so that's why I set the YouTube account up. So he wanted to see what the heck I was doing.
Well, if you notice, when I sent you them emails, some of them like doubled up, because I didn't think they were going through.
Is it cleared everything over there?
Yeah.
It's getting close to the power brake booster. Might have to push it. It needs to come this way just a little bit to clear the power brake booster. Can you see where those holes that goes in the mounts? Did it hit the mount hole over there?
It's in on my side.
It's on this side too. Alright, that's good enough. I'll bolt the transmission up. Engine's in. Just give it a, there, that's good enough.
I got a Harbor Freight lift for my motorcycle. I tell you what, it's kind of scary when you put it down. You know, you got a Harley up in the air and you push it down and wham! The damn thing. If you don't push that handle just right,
there we go. We got an installed engine.
just about over installed.
Yeah, that looks pretty good in there. I'll get the transmission bolted up. I got to get the flywheel on, and I wanted to do all that after the motor was in, so it wasn't swinging around. So I'm just going to put the nuts on the motor mounts here and call it good. Oh, I forgot to torque the manifolds and bend those ears over. Yeah, totally. Well, I think they're torqued. I just got to bend those ears over. There we go. That's not going. That looks good sitting in there. It's been a long time since it's been sitting there. That was my friend Dave that helped me put the engine in. I've known him pretty much all my whole life. I was 3 years old when our neighbors grew up together, 2 doors down from me. His cars are in some of my other videos. His '63 Wildcat and his '59 Electra 225 and his Cadillacs and old station wagon, and he's working on his '59 El Camino right now. So he just was down this way, so he helped me drop the engine in. He's been having a little trouble getting his El Camino to run right, so I have a 283 that had a rebuilt 2-barrel I pulled off and gave him to try out on it. And so anyway, here we are. We got an engine in. I got the flywheel on and torqued down. Now I'm going to attach the transmission and remove the cherry picker. The engine and transmission are installed. I still got to tighten up the nuts on the engine mounts, no big deal. The transmission's bolted up. The torque converter's bolted up. It's all torqued down. I got to put the bolt in the back here for the dipstick tube. Tighten up the dipstick tube. Maybe tomorrow I'll button up a few things like that, put the trans cooler lines on, put the water pump on. You know, just button some stuff up. It's not going to run until it has an exhaust system, and I'm not going to put that on until I get the rear diff, you know, everything, the rear brakes, diff, whatever needs to be done back there in the suspension, rear springs, all painted up. Then I'll put the exhaust system on, then we'll crank it up. But in the meantime, you know, I might just, while I'm stripping the fenders, I got some extra space here now. I can start stripping the fenders, and I think I'm going to get the hood off the convertible top tomorrow, and I can start getting that ready to strip all that stuff on the roof. And while I'm working on that, I can, like while I'm waiting for paint stripper to work, I can put things together on this and button everything up. I still got to rebuild the carburetor. The carburetor is just not even tightened down. It's just setting on there just so I can put the air cleaner on. And the decal's not even stuck on. This is even just sitting there because I want this paint to dry about a month before I stick that on. So, you know, it's just kind of sitting there. And it looks pretty darn good. It went in really easy. Well, you saw the engine, and Dad, that trans jack is the cat's meow for putting transmissions in. That was so easy to put in. I mean, it trans went in as easy as the engine, and you'll see in the video. I just couldn't get under there and hold a camera and work the trans jack, you know, and my tripod is too tall for in here. Plus the light isn't good under the car. And but I did button up stuff under the car just to kind of, like I say, the torque converters bolted up, so you can kind of see transmissions in, linkage, shift linkage. I got to put the speedometer cable in and put the parking brake cable in. But like I say, I got to tighten these nuts on both sides. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm just going to call it a day now. It's getting later in the day, but I got a lot of it together. I'm happy with where I'm at. Get this light so it's not maybe glaring so much. Maybe I can, there. Yeah, it came out really, really nice. Let me I'll get a rear view too. There we go. So the speedometer cable, as you can see, the drive gears is hanging there. I'll take a little pan under here tomorrow and clean that up, put new seals in it, and put that back in and hook the vacuum line up that runs up to the carburetor. I'm not going to connect anything to the carburetor because, like I say, I got to rebuild it maybe a couple, 2-3 weeks before I get around to rebuilding the carburetor. And like I say, I got to finish the underneath. Does it show up back there? So I got to tear into the rear. It's only painted to those rear control arms, and so I'll get the rest of that stuff done and painted, and then I can put the exhaust on. But yeah, it really came out nice. Very, very happy with the way it looks under the car. Yeah, the undercarriage is an engine compartment. That's half the restoration, you know, the body, what little bit of body work this car needs. It should move along pretty quick, the body and paint, and super happy. Even hooked the parking brake cable back up into this right here. I got to put the little clip on there. Maybe I'll go get it and put it on right now. I'm thinking about it, or I could do it when I put this in. But kind of just wanted to show a little bit of the underneath with the. I'm going to put the trans cooler lines in too, because I might put the radiator in too, and all the hoses and stuff. I'm going to put oil in the crankcase in the next week or so and run the oil pump with the drill motor and get oil pressure up through the engine before I go cranking on it or anything. I put a quart of transmission fluid in the torque converter, and I'll probably put some in the sump too before I start cranking on it. And then when I start it, I'll put a bunch more in. The trans is, you know, I took it apart, so it's completely devoid of fluid. Did I say I got a masking machine for Christmas? Yeah, pretty cool. Make it a lot easier to tape off. I'm going to get some more paper for it. So yeah, the water pump I think tomorrow. And maybe the alternator. Maybe the power steering bracket. We'll see. I got a lot. Like I said, it's not going to be tomorrow or the next day to be running. It's going to be a while. So, but it's moving along. That's a big step to get the drivetrain back in. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to call it a day. I want to wish all my viewers and subscribers, everyone that watches my channel, a Happy New Year. Wish everyone the best 2020 there is. And I think I'm going to call it a day. So if you like my video, hit the like button. If you enjoy my channel, please subscribe. And thank you for watching. How fast are we going?